Don't underestimate the power of score a math victory. Hello my dear students, welcome to Score A Math Victory, online web-based video learning for mathematics. Mr. Max, so excited to see you here at Math Victory virtual classroom. And here you are, you want to learn mathematics. And I'm challenged because you came here with a purpose to learn and to enrich yourself with knowledge on mathematics. With that in mind, Mr. Mac have pledged only to bring the best for you, because you are the best and you deserve the best, and it's coming from the best. Well, my dear students, let's go to the virtual classroom board and talk about things that we're going to learn, all the sub-lessons that we'll be learning in this lesson. Are you ready? Let's go to the classroom. Wow, this is our Math Victory virtual classroom. Come on closer, you can see better. Come on over. A lot better. Mr. Mac can see, my dear students. Well, in this lesson 3, we're going to talk about fractions. Lesson 3, fractions, has 8 sub-lessons. The first sub-lesson, which is the introduction, which we are seeing right now, and then we'll go to sub-lesson 2. We're going to learn everything that you need to know about fraction in general. Then we'll go to sub-lesson 3. We'll talk about equivalent fraction. And then we'll continue with sub-lesson 4 on mixed fraction, and then we'll go to sub-lesson 5 on proper fraction and improper fraction. So we'll try to understand what is proper and improper fractions are. And then we'll go to sub-lesson 6, talk about addition and subtraction of fraction. And then sub-lesson 7 we'll deal with multiplication and division. And finally, we're going to combine all the operation and understand how to deal with problems that has addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to read, describe and understand fraction. And you should be able to find equivalent fractions, simplify fractions, understand what is equivalent fraction is, proper fraction is, improper fraction is, and mixed numbers. And you should be able to perform computation in correct order using addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. And finally, you should be able to understand the role of brackets in performing the above operation of adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. Wow! Well, my dear student, Mr. Mac have compiled a video on fraction. So let's watch that video, alright? Here it is. Oh, hello boys and girls. How are you? It's so good to see you. Welcome back. And guess what? Mr. Mac is getting ready to do some grilling. Do you know that in the culinary world, it's important how the foods are being prepared. The ingredients plays a very important role, and there must be some way of measuring those ingredients to add to those food that someone's or any cook that prepares it. Like for example, Mr. Mac is getting ready to make some barbecue. In order to do the barbecue, Mr. Mac has to put a proper amount of spices. Let's say for example, Mr. Mac wants to put some salt, and Mr. Mac using a spoon. If I say 1 spoon is too much of a salt. So Mr. Mac want to put less amount of salt using a spoon. But if Mr. Mac if somebody wants to do a barbecue, in order for Mr. Mac to tell them, I have to tell them a proper way of a measurement. Am I right? If I just say less of a spoon, it can be any amount. If Mr. Mac say half spoon or quarter spoon, see that? Then whoever wants to do barbecue will know how much salt they have to put. Let's say, for example, if Mr. Mac said a half spoon of paprika or half spoon of cumin, see that? To put into the barbecue sauce. So that way, whoever wants to make barbecue, they will know how much spices to put into it. Am I right? Okay, good. So that's why in the culinary world, fraction does plays a very important role. So you can see in the culinary profession, fraction does plays an important role in it. Alright? Okay, how about we do this? Let's go back to Standard 4 introduction of the fraction and see what we learned from Standard 4. Now it's also very important, keep in mind that in order to continue with your Standard 5 fraction, it's best that you understand Standard 4 fraction, because everything is built on top of Standard 4. What you're going to learn from Standard 5, it's a bit higher level than what you learned from Standard 4. Okay, so if you're new to this Score A Math Victory, I strongly recommend that you go and do some review on the Standard 4 fraction. And if you're already done, if this is a continuation from your previous year, which you had fraction with Score A Math Victory, it's great. But if you can, go ahead and refresh what you have learned last year, okay? Because it's going to help you a lot in this year. Alright, let's do this. Let's go ahead and roll the Standard 4 introduction of the fraction. Go ahead, roll it. Hi boys and girls, welcome to Math Victory Shack. It's so good to see you back here now. Guess what? I got the pizza. How was the video? Wasn't that awesome to see them making the pizza? You know what? First thing I want to say thank you to the manager at Pizza Hut. When I told them that I'll be teaching my students fractions and I like to make a video of the making of pizza, he was very nice. He said, sure, come in and be free to take the video. Thank you to him. Well, we're going to learn fraction applying towards pizza, okay? And also the cake that I baked. So we're going to talk about it, all right? So let's do this. How about you get closer so it can look much better, all right? Come on over. Good. Now you got a better close-up view, okay? Good. Let's look at the first pizza where he cut into 4 pieces, okay? Now look at this. Now this is one whole pizza. When one whole pizza cut into pieces, that's where fractions comes into play. Okay? Now like in this case, look at that. How many pieces has this pizza been cut into? 4 pieces. So that makes this one, each pieces, a quarter. What is a quarter? 1 over 4. Now how do I get 1 over 4? But look, there are 4 pieces, okay? So there are 4 pieces and 1. So out of the 4, I have 1. That's what makes it 1 over 4. See what I'm saying? Okay, let's say for example, but there are 8 of you in the family. And he said like, how are you going to eat? No, there's only 1 piece. Am I right? So how 8 of you going to share? That's where it comes in. 8 pieces. You cut this into a lot smaller, so you get more pieces. So it's been cut into smaller pieces. You got 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what does each pieces represent? There are 8 of them, and you have 1 in your hand. 1 over 8. Isn't that easy? Very good. Let's see if I have 2 in my hand. 2, and what is the total pieces in that out of the 1 pizza? 8. 2/8. Very good. Good job. Well, guess maybe you don't have to go to the board because you're already learning the fractions. No, just kidding. We'll still go to the board. How was it? Wasn't that awesome? Alright, my dear students, there is so much to learn about fraction. Fraction is such an exciting lesson. Alright, let's go to the board and we learn more about fraction. Are you ready? Alright, let's do it. Let's go and be victorious. And I'll see you at the board. Bye-bye.